Welcome to Framework Fortune Crypto. I am your host Ben, and welcome back, Framework Fortune community. So we are going to be diving into the crypto update for today, and there's a new schedule for this channel for live streaming, which will be at the end of the video in the outro. But basically, we are going to be doing all the streams on this channel at 1:30 Central, Monday through Friday, both Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays for the crypto updates, Tuesdays, Thursdays for the live Gods Unchained gameplay, and then Saturday, can't remember exactly what time I'm going to be starting at, but still around the same time as I was doing that, so not a real big change there anyway. But anyway, we've got the stock market tried to come up today, the NASDAQ futures, but got rejected at that downtrend. So we could see some more red, some more selling off with the NASDAQ. The question will be whether Bitcoin and Ethereum are going to follow that like they have been, or if they're going to turn around and start getting back on their own path. Now we can see with Ethereum, we are very, very close to the end of this triangle. We have held the bottom, making a double bottom actually, two bottoms here, and this one's actually a higher low. Coming up into all of this resistance on Ethereum, the downtrend, the 50-day, and the 200. So Ethereum's looking pretty bull today. I mean, this thing has already ran couple $100. Let's look at it on a shorter time frame here. Yeah, so actually the way this looks on the 2 hour, Ethereum's going to try to test this downtrend today. We're only $50 away from it, and it may try to test it here in the next few minutes. Got this kind of almost like a bull flag here, big flag pole, little flag pattern. So very bullish movement coming there out of Ethereum. Very close to breaking this downtrend. We break this downtrend, we are right on time for March to the start of the hot altcoin market, like I've been predicting. So, but if the stock market does pull back real hard, these dips we've been seeing are about the same dips we've been seeing in the NASDAQ. So we look at Bitcoin. Same thing, Bitcoin's almost up to that downtrend. It's only what? About 600 away, which is not much for Bitcoin. So we're testing. We're testing right now as I'm live streaming the downtrend of these these triangle patterns on both Bitcoin and Ethereum. And it is possible we could break here today, maybe during this live stream if this momentum continues. You can see this big buying volume that has come in. What's up, Lauren? What's up, Stonks and Chomps? But yeah, we're testing. So if we don't break out these areas, we don't break this downtrend, basically, I would say if we don't get above 44,000 on Bitcoin and Ethereum, and then get above 3,000 on Ethereum, then if the stock market pulls back tomorrow, we could see Ethereum and Bitcoin pull back. But I think the way this is looking, I mean, we're looking pretty good. We'll see though. And still early, but they are trying to push up. Now we are seeing quite a bit of green across the altcoin market because Bitcoin and Ethereum are doing good. You can see UMA just ripped from 470 all the way up to 611. So big $2 move there. UMA is also pretty low price. Let me go back to the daily chart here. Comparatively, for the most part, since August 20 of 2020, a bunch of 20s, it has not been this low. You know, UMA is usually up in over $10, and has been up at a high of 45. So this could be that bottom for UMA possibly, if it could break back above that line, that 650 line. If it can hold these support levels, it definitely could be one. It's a low supply coin as well, so if buying does come into it, it can move real quick. So this is one that could easily go from $5-6 and shoot up to maybe $10 in a day, but up 24%. Auction, so we got, look at this, on a lot of these altcoins that sold off since they hit the market. I've been looking for this. They're starting to make little double bottoms. You know, they came on Coinbase, have sold off since, but we're starting to hit some little double bottoms on some places. We're not just going straight down anymore. See just all kinds of stuff rebounding. Oh, Luna breaking up out of that triangle. So Luna's bullish. Luna's wide open and bullish. That's a good sign. Looks like Luna may probably lead this altcoin market. But the fact that Luna is that, let's see, there is this little peak it's got to get over. This little previous peak. It's getting held up right now at 85. But Luna is full on bullish. But all the EMAs are where they're supposed to be. 10-day at the top, 50-day the blue one in the middle, and the 200 at the bottom, and breaking that downtrend. So that's a good sign for altcoins, which just makes sense. This is what I was saying could happen with everything going on. If people are nervous with those drops and stuff that was happening in the crypto markets, they may go into Luna, or not Luna, but UST, the stable coin. And if a bunch of people keep buying UST, the stable coin, the protocol for Luna is the more UST is minted, the more Luna is burned. So this is what I was kind of thinking would happen. I would say a bunch of people, because of how sketchy it's got in the markets, switch some of their currency holdings, their cryptos, over to UST, because you can gain interest, I think, on UST, I'm pretty sure. And that would lead to all that new UST being minted. So Luna's continued to go up and up and up. Doesn't look like it's going to slow down. And now it's back fully bullish. Could lead the entire altcoin market. Look at that. Solana back up to 100 already today. So Solana was looking pretty bad, but was able to hold that $90 area. So Solana can get back over 100. It does have to break the 50-day at 110 basically, and then the 200 and the downtrend are both around this 125 area. So Solana breaks over 100, it's probably going to slow down that 125. But that's what we need to see on Solana, as they get back above 100, and it may do it with that little double bounce. API 3, God, this thing has been just a hot play for some swings and day trades. I was in this last night looking for it to rip like this today, and it didn't do it. It was just kind of indecision in and out last night. And of course today, look at this rip. Dollar rip already. But it is in this triangle consolidation, and this is another coin that's full on bullish, like Luna is. API 3 has been bullish since the beginning of this month, and it has not slowed down. So if that can break this triangle, you know, we could see API 3 up to $10 soon. That's definitely a possibility. You still having issues with your internet and stuff? Yeah. You probably will. Yeah, you're going to have to call Spectrum. See, XYO. Nothing really there. See, this one didn't make a double bottom. So it could rebound, trying to get back above 2 cents. But I don't need to go through every single one of these altcoin gainers. Let's just poke at the ones we know about. Atom, beautiful. Atom breaking that downtrend. What can I say? The atom does its thing. Cosmos Atom does not care what goes on with the rest of the world. It just does what it does, because this is a project with a huge, strong community, multiple blockchains, tons of dApps, all of that already rolling in this ecosystem. And Cosmos is bridging everybody with their IBC protocol. All the cryptos, Bitcoin and Ethereum, they're all going to be bridged by Cosmos. Just a beautiful rip there. And see, now if Cosmos gets back above this 50-day, if Cosmos holds back above $30, it'll be back full on bullish and can start ripping back up for another test of that 45. Ooh. Oh, that's not the one. That's Mask. That one's still looking pretty bad. This is a Cosmos ecosystem coin, but it's not done very well. It's not one I mess with at the moment. Keeping an eye on it, though. It's a synthetic asset company. Whoops. Or not company, but synthetic asset exchange. Shiba Inu, very, very close to the tip of this triangle. Big triangle on Shiba Inu. So if Shiba breaks up, Shiba's probably going to make a pretty decent size move as long as it's been consolidating, because it had that initial rip that ended last November, and it has just been going down, and then going sideways. It's like it finally hit a bottom, and now it very well could break up if we continue to see this heat that we're seeing in the altcoin market today. Polygon-matic, beautiful, bouncing off of its uptrend. So that's got room if it can. It's very close to being bullish as well in the daily chart. A bunch of stuff so close to being full-on bullish. Let's see. Check out some of our NFT plays. Illivium. So Illivium is making a double bottom. Bottom there. Trying to hold up that $500 area as support. Immutable X platform. IMX token. Still pretty hard sell-off. But it's trying to find a bottom and trying to hold 150. Although the 150 has been acting as resistance. It is above it's almost above it. It's at 1.506, so it's just barely above 150. If that can hold there, we can start to see IMX bounce off of that. But like IMX is so oversold because the downtrend's way up here, the 50 days way up here. The 10 days at $1.65. So if it gets back above the 10 day and starts going bullish again, IMX has a whole dollar for it to get back up before it turns bullish again. So we'll see if 150 holds up. It's held up pretty decent so far. And then Gods tokens, you can see Gods tokens kind of the same thing, where we've been having that big sell-off like IMX did when it first came out. But over the last 4 days, Gods hit a little bottom. It hit $1 on this one little candle. And as soon as it hit $1, and this is what me and HH was talking about, we were going to be loading up. And yes, I've got 300, let's see, how many do I have here? 316 Gods right now. That I got I got right where we're at in the price. Was not able to catch that dollar bounce, or I'd already be up quite a bit. I'd be pretty happy. But yeah, I'm in here now on this trend line at 132. So if it continues to ride this trend line, breaks the downtrend, and can get back above $2, Gods will start looking real good again. But again, it's way oversold. Look how high the 50-day is. The 50 days way up here. So we'll see You know, it is very possible that Gods could keep selling off, but we saw a pretty clear point, a pretty clear pivot off of $1. I mean, people are buying Gods at $1. If it's at $1, they're buying. And that's what we're seeing over this last week. 4 days in a row of green after hitting that dollar. Let's see, what's some of the other NFT plays? Just scan through here real quick. Oh, and news on Gods. The core refresher set is going to be out within this next month. I'm pretty sure. They didn't straight out say it, but they said it in a way where it seems like that's the case, because they're extending the divine order balance phase on that set until the end of March, because they said they want to see the balancing phase with divine order and the core refresher. So that core refresher is probably going to bring some hype back into Gods as well with a new set. You know, more. There's going to be a lot of activity with a new set of NFT trading cards, right? You know, that new set comes out, everybody who plays Gods is going to want to get their hands on a bunch of these new cards that are coming out. So that's just going to inherently bring buying and selling in heavier volume when that happens. You know, a lot of transactions will be going on. So there's good reason to believe that we have hit the bottom at $1 on Gods, and we're going to start probably, well, we're already uptrending, but still need to see everything get bullish. Let's see, Keep. This one just ran from 60 cents up to 90 cents, about 30-cent move there. Breaking that downtrend. That was one I was trying to trade. Another one that I missed by a day. I mistimed it. I had to get out of it because it was pulling back. Another big rip there. That's unfortunate. That's all right. I'm gonna keep holding this load of Gods tokens that I got right now. Oh, another one that I've been keeping a very close watch on. I mean, this one needs to be all over every single crypto trader's radar right now. If this is not on your radar, put it on there. POWR. This is Power Ledger. This is an Australian cryptocurrency blockchain project. And the whole idea is to sell energy. Privatize your energy. So if you have solar panels, something like that, you have extra electricity, you can sell it on the Power Ledger marketplace to another individual. So in the stock market right now, oil and energy stocks are skyrocketing. They have been going nuts because of oil breaking out, going crazy because of all this inflation and everything else going on. Well, Power Ledger is the only thing that I know of in the crypto space that is similar to a energy stock, but it's like ahead of all the energy stocks, because this project is a brand new idea pretty much. I mean, the idea of privatizing and selling your own energy at will on a marketplace is pretty incredible. But this thing was all the way up at $1, has been downtrending, and you can see we just held up this uptrend. We confirmed it, right? The 200-day is also right below this uptrend. The next few, maybe the next week, maybe the day, I don't know, soon, I think this is going to go because of all this with oil and everything else. And I don't think it's going to be like a little 10-cent pop or something like this. I think within the next couple of weeks, Power is one altcoin that may get crazy. Because this is the pattern I'm showing, and this is a big ascending triangle. So it could easily break that downtrend, run back up to $1, and maybe get rejected again. But at some point, when this thing breaks $1, I think it's going to go crazy. But, could be wrong. As of now, though, I would say keep it on your watch list. If it's not on there, keep it on there. That's yeah, I know it's not specific to Australia. It's made in Australia. It's created by Australian creators. But yeah, it's young. I'm not saying that I think this is going to rip because they're going to do a whole bunch of stuff for the energy sector. What I'm saying is sentiment off of the energy sector running right now. We could see sentiment come in to power. Like it's a psychological play, not so much of is Power Ledger going to change the future right now. I'm talking about more of a psychological play and the technical analysis is backing it. It's pointing up. It's riding this uptrend. Let's go in here and check this platform out. Yeah. So see, they already... Okay, no, they don't have a platform yet. Or do they? Oh, they do. Yeah, they already have a platform rolling. And actually, it's not just in Australia now. Read the news. It's another well, actually, what is this X-Grid? Yeah, this X-Grid is their platform. So they're using it in Australia. They're using it, looks like the Indian government. Thailand is using it. So it's been growing. But this is a pretty cool project. But regardless of that, what I'm talking about specifically is pure psychological. This power getting a breakout off of sentiment of energy, just breaking out in general. So, like I said, it may do nothing. It could crack this trend line and sell off. However, the technical analysis is showing otherwise. And then you throw that psychological sentiment on top of it. That's how plays get out of control. That's how they get crazy. When you have the technical analysis, you have the chart pattern showing you that it could be a big run, and then you also have another reason like that sentiment to make it have a big run. You see it in the stock market all the time. Plays the big, well, just for an easy example, if Microsoft or Apple moves up quite a bit, then all of the smaller tech stocks similar to those will move up quite a bit as well. So that's the sentiment I'm talking about. I see it in all kinds of markets all the time. So that's what I'm thinking there. Like I said, I could be wrong, but it's looking pretty crazy to me. It's looking like it's got a lot of potential. See, where's those other NFT plays? Oh, Axie, where's Axie at? So Axie, another one of those NFTs making that little double bottom there. If it can continue that, it does have a short-term downtrend that still has to break. That hasn't broke yet. 50's been pretty strong for Axie, but needs to hold here. Cannot hold above 50. Axie's gonna drop. Decentraland Mana above the 200. It's just riding above its 200 right now. Very close to the downtrend break though. Just needs to re-break 25 cents away. and it could get over that downtrend and start making its way back up again. Of course, Mana's another one, been full on bullish, going pretty much straight up, and this sell-off really not, being that big of a deal. Mana's held most of its gains. The ties between XLM and Russia. I know there's some. Here's the thing. I don't want. I'm not even like watching the Russia Ukraine nonsense. I'm not paying attention to any of that. The only thing I need to know is how the futures and cryptos are reacting to it. And the reason why I say that is because there's a whole lot of misinformation about this Russia-Ukraine thing going around. Same as the pandemic and everything else, because it's the same mainstream media. They have not changed. It's the same mainstream media going crazy right now because it's great for their ratings. If everybody's scared because of this Russian-Ukraine war, then everybody's going to be watching the news again. So they're going to get to make a ton of money. And I'll tell you, this war is not about what anybody thinks it is as far as it's about oil. That's what it's about. Oil is the highest it's been in a very long time, up at $100 a barrel. Putin has been trying to get an oil pipeline through there. And, why wouldn't you? if it's like Putin was a trader, an investor. It's like Putin called it like I was calling it. Like oil is going to go up quite a bit. So he's been trying to get that pipeline in there. And so it's about oil. That's what this is all about. All this other nonsense they're talking about is just BS. Now, another thing to think about too, which the media has completely forgot to mention, is that Ukraine and Hunter Biden and Joe Biden have a bit of history. And if you know about that, then you know it's not the most clean history. So both countries, U.S. or not U.S. and Russia, but Ukraine and Russia, I don't think neither one of them is innocent in what we're seeing. I think this is all about money and oil and control. A lot of innocent people are going to die, but I am not going to get caught up by the news media's BS and make any actions off of what they're saying every day, because it's I've seen all kinds of stuff already, and it's like we went from what happened to COVID. We went from COVID, it was the end of the world, everybody wear masks, and then as soon as people stopped watching the news because of how bored and done they were with COVID, what happens? We turn around and now it's Russia, Ukraine. So that's what I'm saying. I don't like when these things happen and the news does what they're doing, because there's a lot of people, sending money over to Ukraine right now, and Ukraine is playing victim real hard, but you can do some research on Ukraine. They've got Nazi parties. They've got very far leftist Great Reset parties. That they've got a lot going on over in Ukraine. They're not innocent. Don't let the news media fool you. It's really none of our business. But I have seen all the news about how Bitcoin is being used to fund Ukraine. Everybody's sending their money through Bitcoin because of whatever reason the bank accounts and whatnot are getting frozen or something. I don't know. But the point, does it matter? What is if Bitcoin if Ukraine and Russia, whatever they do, the Bitcoin blockchain, all these blockchains are still going to be here. Unless something happens and there's no internet anymore, well, then we're all screwed anyway because, without the internet, 99% of the population of the world right now don't even know how to function. So I don't see it being, I don't see it affecting cryptos that much. If anything, all this is doing is more of a case for cryptocurrencies at the moment. With governments going at it and uncertainty and all that, well, decentralized money sounding better and better every day. Let's see, Joshua Carrero, you got a couple parts. Let's see. This is the second part of the bull market and the beginning of the super cycle altcoin season, since we've never had one before, folks. Yeah, Josh, I don't know. Are you new to the Framework Fortune channel? Because that is exactly what I've been saying. I've been calling for February to March to be the start of a new hot altcoin run. Yeah. I don't know if it was to get crypto noobs out of cryptocurrency. You're right about the second part of your statement, though. The U.S. dollar is dying. the U.S. dollar right now, at this current moment, the U.S. dollar did strengthen over this weekend, but the reason why it strengthened was because of money coming out of the stock market and cryptos and all of that last week. So if you come out of cryptos and you come out of the stock market and futures and you've been bull, well, you're going to convert back to cash before you go put it in whatever other investment. And I think that's the only thing that it keeps holding the dollar up, is because of how volatile the markets are and how much indecision there is. Investors are moving money around everywhere, so it's going in and out and in and out of the dollar. Once they realize that they don't, the majority of people realize they don't want to be in the dollar, well, they're not going to go back to the dollar out of whatever investments they are in, and that's when things are going to really hit the fan. So, but if before I was saying I don't think the Federal Reserve is going to raise interest rates but just a quarter of a point. But now with this war, previously, if you go back and look, normally during wars, our government has raised interest rates and raised taxes. Both of those right now, on top of this crazy inflation, would be a disaster. I mean, you're talking about economic collapse of epic proportion. And that may be where they're going. So, okay, you just found, okay, that's awesome, yeah. The CEO of VeChain donated to Ukraine. That's cool. Like I said, I'm not, I don't think Ukraine is innocent in this as much as the media wants to make them look like they are. There's more to all of this Russia-Ukraine thing. Way more than what the news is letting on. And I mainly, like I said, I think it's about oil. Because, if you're a major country right now and you have the possibility to get in extra oil and charge, $5 a gallon in gas or whatever, you're going to make tons of money. And another thing about it, too, is, see, a lot of people don't know this, the Nordic countries, while they do have some social safety nets and things like that, the Nordic countries are mostly free market countries. However, the reason why they have held up so good, because they're not very big countries, but their economies are doing really well, is because, oh, I forgot my point. It just blanked out right out. Oh, let me think. Oh, because those Nordic countries, especially, I'm trying to think of which one it was. There's one main one, but they found a bunch of oil. This has been in the past 20 years, I believe, maybe 30 years. I don't know. I can't remember exact dates and numbers all the time, but they found a bunch of oil and they put that in a fund for the whole entire country that of course gains interest in things like that. So that is how those economies are doing so well, is because they were able to monetize their natural resources and use it to help the whole entire country build those countries build up. So if that can if you see that on that small of a level, these other countries, it's the same. It's the same with the big countries. If you have the chance to try to get the biggest natural resources that are skyrocketing in price right now, you're going to try to get it. So that's what I was saying. I don't think either one of them are innocent in this. I'm not going to take sides for Ukraine or Russia. And regardless, it's all over there. In my opinion, it's none of our business. But let's see here. Oh, we frustrated with God's price? Well, I was just talking about God's earlier. I mean, are you, what have you been doing with your God's tokens? Are you still getting them for free? Did you buy into them? What are you doing with them? Because like the price on Gods has not really bothered me with the ones that I was holding from playing Gods Unchained, because they're all free, other than my time investment. Where's Gods at? There it is. But I was saying earlier, Gods has hit a pivot point. It got down to $1, but was bought immediately up, and that's what HHTRADER and I have been saying. We've been joking about, if Gods hits $1, we're gonna throw everything at it. And like I said earlier, I bought more, but during this dip, if you're bullish on Gods, if you bought way up here and you're holding, waiting for it to come all the way back to $9, why would you not be averaging down here at $1? Bring that initial price cost down. Why it's super cheap. And also, I was saying the core refresher set, the new set, is going to be coming out this month, and that's going to bring in hype in the NFT side of it, because everybody's going to want those new cards. So we're going to see a lot of volume and transaction, and Gods tokens, it seems to be a lot more people are buying Gods or buying cards in Gods tokens than they were. I mean, I've been selling some of my cards for IMX and whatever else. Yeah, so I sold some more last night. But that's another thing too. Like, I haven't just been holding one position of Gods. I've been over here playing this game, earning the NFTs and selling them. Building up. Like, I've got 20 in IMX, because IMX still not quite as much volume on these NFTs, or to buy them or to sell them in IMX. There's still not a lot of volume, so they sell slower. Ethereum, of course, is going to be your quickest, and I am selling some from Ethereum, but I've been selling a lot of them. If you go to my listings for Gods tokens, or we go to activity. So like these two just sold 14 hours ago. Couple of dollars there, but I sold them for Gods tokens, so $6 in Gods tokens right now, that's 6 more tokens, right? And this card here is a $1.52 card that I got from one pack of playing a weekend event. And I actually last weekend's event, I did get a shadow out of one pack. Where are you at? Where's my Shadow Thunder collar? Oh, I'm in activity. Let me go back to wallet. I was about to say, here we go, this guy. So I pulled this guy last week for playing in the weekend event, those 25 games. And there's only 1,000 of him, and he's $7 right now. All time he was up at like 40, 35. But this card is a good card that a lot of people use. And you can see on the charts, I mean, they sell every day. Like there's usually 5 to maybe 10. Even to yesterday, there was 4 of them that sold. So a lot of people are selling those. But that's what I've been saying about Gods. It's like there's so much money in the Gods Unchained ecosystem that there's like you can continue to stack up your Gods tokens. You don't necessarily need to come to Coinbase and buy a bunch of them. Like I said, I am in 316 Gods right now on Coinbase. But then I also have that, little stash I'm building here from playing the game and selling cards and whatnot. I'm up to 106 there. I do have a couple of big ones for sale. But yeah, it's extra money, and that's what I was saying in the beginning. Even though Gods was so high up and I was so bullish on it, I'm still bullish on it. It's only been December to March? Yeah, so it's only been 4 months since Gods has came out on the marketplace, the actual token. And we still don't have any of the other stuff, the staking or none of that. But Gods is on a nice uptrend coming off of that pivot point. It just needs to break that downtrend at 150 today. And if Gods gets back above $2 and can start holding $2 as support, I think we'll see it start to move back up. But this is not something that's going to be... It's not something that's going to just explode out of nowhere. We got to have the technical analysis has still got to be there. So that's what I'm saying. We got to see it get back above these price areas. But the one good thing we finally saw was plenty of buying volume coming in off of that dollar area. And a dollar's pretty cheap. There's only 500 million Gods tokens ever going to be minted. So for a project that's this in depth, that has a full-on marketplace, like plenty of volume and stuff, transactions going through every day, every second. It's its own economy. This project has its own economy. So that's not worth $1. You know what I mean? Like, it's a game. It's a blockchain project. It has the NFT scarcities with the NFTs. It has the coin, its own coin, that has a fixed supply that people will be able to vote on and stake on. So it's going to have multiple utilities. And the ecosystem already has a pretty well thriving marketplace. It's building its own little economy. So is this thing going to stay down here at these low prices in a year? I highly doubt it. Like I said, I think we're going to see it up to, over these previous highs at some time this year. But there's not been a lot going on with Gods over the last 2 months. They haven't come out with the staking or any of that. So there's a lot still to come out for Gods before it is a complete project. We're valuing it off of it growing. Like right now, Gods is a toddler. It was a baby 2 years ago when it first started. Now it's a toddler. So when it gets full grown, then we'll see people able to value it easier, because it's tricky to value. I mean, how do you value this coin with that scarce of a supply, and it also gets used as an actual form of currency within a marketplace? A lot of projects out there do not have. They have a coin, but their coin, they don't have a marketplace or anything to use that token or coin in. Usually you stake it or whatever, but God's token has that utility where it is being used as a currency, a real currency in this platform, and eventually, it's just a matter of time. The only thing that would really shake things up and be bad is if something happens with Immutable X or people just lose interest in this game. But what we're seeing from the data is that people are not losing interest. People are coming in by the thousands every month and continuing to grow. What was the last time we looked at it was 8,000, I think, was the last time we looked at God's token holders. Now it was like last week, so let's see if it's growing any. If we're at 9 or 10,000, then we're growing in token holders too. No, we're still right around 8,500. So we've kind of, hit a peak of holders at the moment. But that's what I'm saying. We need to see some new hype coming out. Let's see, what was this about? Translate that because I can't read that Spanish. Made the 2-card reveal the refresh. So this is from the core set. This is what I was just talking about. So now we are starting to get some new hype already. We got Twitter accounts and stuff starting to spoil the cards from the new set. So you got this new card here, the Prayer of the Desperate. Each creature with 2 strength or less get +2/+2. And it's 4 mana. It's a spell. And then the Prophet of Doom is epic. 3 mana Roar. Increase the cost of 6 and 7 mana spells in your opponent's hand by 1. That's a little dirty. That's going to hurt Magic decks. I would say this will probably get some play. And this card will probably have some value. This one I don't think is going to... Well, I don't know. We'll have to see how the pull rates are. Because that's another thing. The pull rates on these NFTs are so damn randomized that sometimes you don't have huge pull rates for some rares, and other rares you do. So sometimes we'll see rares that are high priced, but this Prophet of Doom being an epic, I can tell you right now, there's not going to be a huge supply of those, especially on the marketplace, because this is a core pack. You can't buy these core packs. You can only get them from playing, and it's going to take 2 of these to mint 1 into an NFT to sell it on the marketplace. So with it being an epic, you're going to have to get 2 of these to even be able to sell it. So that's going to drive the price of this card up more than likely. Yeah, I think this card will see definitely some price jumps. But again, the core set, this is a core set refresher. They're not going, or these do not lock, right? These NFTs do not lock. The core set can always be changed. Any of these cards can be changed. So the values could fluctuate. This Prophet of Doom could change by the time it comes out. We'll see. But this is let me see if there's anything else on God's Twitter that I didn't see yet today. Looks like they have a celebratory discount on God's cards on the Divine Order set. It looks like they may be almost out. I don't see much of a discount there. Oh, that's a pinned tweet. Never mind. Yeah, so there's that spoiler. So this is actually, get out of here. This is actually already a card and it's changing. That seems like that's going to get quite a bit better. Let's pop over here and pull that up. That's the Envoy Judge. What the hell is that thing doing right now? I've never played this card. I don't, because it was garbage. Okay. So, 7 mana now. Whenever you summon a creature, give it +1/+2, 6 attack, 7 health. We go on down to that Twitter. So it's only going to be 6 mana now. Definitely better at 6 mana. Set a enemy creature strength to 0, which is pretty strong. And it's a 6/6. They made this card better for sure. So yeah, with this core set refresher coming out very, very soon, obviously, because now they're spoiling the cards. That's going to bring some hype into Gods. You know, so that'll be interesting. Well, like I said, we just haven't had any news or any information, you know, the last couple of months of any progress besides on the back end. Now, the dev team has done a lot of stuff on the back end. And a lot of people, I don't think it would even know that unless they're in the Gods Discord group. So we've not seen a lot of that hype on the front end, but they have been redeveloping the platform to be able to run a whole lot more players, to be able to have instant prizes paid out, because now we have to wait a week before we get our prizes. They're working on making it where it's instant. There's all types of things they've been working on the back end. So with all that back end stuff getting straightened out, that leads me to believe now that they're coming in with the core refresher, I would say in another month or two we're going to get staking. I would say it's going to be a big year for Gods. So we'll see. Let's see. I missed a bunch of comments. Joshua, you said, in your opinion, Putin is going after all the deepest state underground governments and globalization. I actually agree with you, Josh. I 100% agree with you. I think that's exactly what's going on. The Great Reset is what is trying to happen, and Russia is not on board with the Great Reset. They don't want one world government. So that's what I'm saying. I know you said, I know that comment was a while ago, but so you bought and won some, C's play guitar? Yeah, so I mean, if you just keep playing the game, you'll keep winning. They changed it to where there's no more weekly events, but the weekend events are paying out Gods tokens. So the weekend events, you're getting, and you just come to the Gods tokens claim page, and the weekend ranked is right here. But you're getting Gods and NFT in the NFT packs. So just, you know, if you bought high in Gods and you've been playing this whole time and you keep earning these Gods tokens when they're giving them out, you know, you can average your price down of Gods tokens. And actually, while we're speaking of Gods, it's starting to test that 135 right now. Let me switch this to a 15-minute chart. Things it's trying to push. So we get a little break right here. We may see Gods on up to 140 in a little bit. All right. A lot of whales are stocking up on Shiba, XPR, Dogelon, and Mars Elon. The Dogelon and Mars Elon, I don't know about those. Ripple is Ripple, and Shiba, I think, is probably the sneakiest bullish altcoin out there. Just because how much SHIB they're burning. They're burning SHIB at insane amounts. Like I said, eventually SHIB is only going to have probably 100 trillion in, maybe not even that. It may get under the trillions if they keep burning at the rate they are. Let's see, you said Icon. I'm not familiar with Icon. Mana, light mana. Nano, don't know about Nano. NEO's kind of a strange one. Stellar Lumens, I do like Stellar Lumens to move money. I've personally used Stellar Lumens to move money from accounts or send to other people and stuff. It's fast, pretty easy, pretty cheap. Aragon, let's see, Quantum. Quantum's definitely one that's got some interesting stuff around it. Argon, I don't know about. Elf, I don't know about. And Zcash. Yeah. And you said that was, you think the bottom for cryptocurrency was 3 days ago? It's possible. That's what I was saying at the beginning of the stream. I think, we're close. It's looking like we may have hit a bottom. Nice. Lauren Rob finished those drawings. Can't wait to see those NFTs when he gets those up. Oh yeah, well see, I don't even know. I don't know any of those people you named either, Josh. You're saying the people you follow. Oh, Michael Saylor. Yeah, I've heard that name. Crypto Kirby the Moon. No, yeah, I don't know any of those people. Yes, Lauren, you should be able to write off your new drawing tablet on taxes because you are a business now. Can I try to see how much a shadow stack the deck is? Yeah, we can check that. Oh, there might not be any for sale because because that's a weird. Oh, let's see, stack the deck. I don't think those are going to be on the marketplace yet. Stack the deck. I think that's the card. But I know what you're talking about. It's in the immutable chain right now. Oops. Or not in, well, I guess it is technically in the immutable chain, but the cards you are able to buy with the I forget what the what's the blue stuff called? Shards something? Yeah, stack the deck. So I'm not. That's probably because you see these emblems right here on these cards with this emblem. It's not a. It is a core set card, but I don't think you can sell these NFTs on these ones specifically on the marketplace yet. If I'm not mistaken, I think you have to wait. But yeah, you can see stack the deck. I think that's something they're working on the back end where you can sell those ones. Yeah, because I'm not showing any stack the deck whatsoever on the marketplace. All right. Well, I think they'll put goo decks and all of that stuff together. I think Gods will put everything they got going on together in one package by the time it's done. Because remember, Gods is still in beta. So you have two of those tungsten chomps. Very nice. Josh Carrera, you forgot to say Clinton. Yeah, that Clinton's definitely part of the Great Reset. Or if they're not, they're just the worst either way. Hey, but I have seen on Facebook, if you want to, you can pay for a masterclass from Bill Clinton. Girls, how many of y'all want to do that? Who wants to pay? Who wants to pay Bill Clinton? Ladies, who wants to go pay for a master class? All right, real quick, let's take a look at which one was it you said, Josh? You said Dogecoin Mars. Dogelon Mars Elon. Is that the whole damn name of this coin? See, these are the coins I don't like to really mess with. But let me check out this craziness. Dogelon Mars. There's Dogelon Mars. Holy Jesus. So you got 1 quadrillion in total supply, and then 550 trillion in circulating supply. You do have 130,000 holders. I can't tell looking at this chart. All right, let me pull it up on CoinGecko real quick. I don't like the crazy supply, but I don't know the tokenomics of it yet. It could be deflationary, and they could be burning coins. Who knows? I have no idea. Okay. It doesn't even say what this project is. I don't like it, the fact that it's a .com. Oh God, Jesus. Well, that's quite the graphics. That is quite the graphics. A lot of followers. So there's comics. Connect your wallet. Okay. I mean, what is the value of this? What value are you getting out of Dogelon Mars? You know, I don't see any reason that this would go up in price, because it's nothing. I mean, what are they doing? Sticker packs and comics? Like, that's cool, but that's not enough to make this thing do anything. Like, there's no anything. Like, where's their white paper at? Can I see the white paper? Was the white paper there? No, there's not even a white paper. Yeah. Yeah, man. I don't know about that one. I'll be honest. I don't see any reason for this to do anything. I mean, there's literally nothing here. They've got a Twitter and Telegram, but there's no tokenomics. There's no nothing. Like, how are you supposed to know any? I mean, I could probably go join the Discord community and find some stuff out. Let's go look at their Twitter. I'll follow them on Twitter. See, their last tweet, they're just talking nothing. History's greatest pioneers stood at the galaxy's edge and gazed into the dark unknown without flinching. Bravery is taking a step forward into uncertainty, but knowing that you're forging a path that the masses will follow. Okay, that tells me nothing about this. I was terrified of the dark as a pup. Okay, because that's just dumb. Oh, nice. Somebody made, go back to, Look at those. Look at that Dogecoin Mars chain. Fuse network voltage pools are engaged. Beefy online vault. Okay. Token has been bridged to the Fuse using the Fuse Ethereum bridge on Voltage Finance. A vault has been created on the Beefy Finance DeFi yield. So it sounds like you're going to have to sell me on this one, bud, because I am not. Frictionless DeFi. I've never seen Voltage. I'm going to put this, I'm going to bookmark this. This right here is more interesting to me than Dogecoin, to be honest. Okay, so there's an update for the swap. I don't care about that. Update for all those token things. So let's see. I want to see this pool. Let me just connect a wallet. Switch to Fuse network. Okay. So this has its own network, it sounds like. Come on, MetaMask, open up. No, that's not what I wanted. Add network. So I got to add this Fuse network to it. Oh, God. This is annoying right here when I got to do this. So voltage.finance. What is y'all's token address? I'm assuming y'all are on Ethereum. So I need Etherscan. And this is how you add a different wallet to your MetaMask. Or not a different wallet, but a different chain. I'm going to show you guys how to do this real quick. Is it Etherscan? Yeah, there's Etherscan. Okay, so we're going to need the address, the token address or the coin address of Voltage. So we can find that on CoinGecko if this is decentralized or whatnot. Voltage Finance right there. And they're not even on. Oh, okay. I'm looking at the wrong thing. So it's Volt Finance. It is Volt Finance. Okay. Voltage Finance. No, that's still showing me the same thing. Fuse 5 volt has recently been a voltage fall. For Voltage Finance Volt. I'm not seeing. I clicked on Voltage Finance. Alright, anyway. Let me see if I can just find it on Etherscan. Voltage Finance. Whoops. Let's just do Volt. Okay, there's Volt token. Let's make sure this is the right one. Yeah, well, let's make sure. Volttech.io. Make sure it's not a separate one. No, this is a different one. This is a logistics company. Same day delivery services via blockchain. That's getting bookmarked. We'll come check that out. This is why I like researching cryptos and stuff, because you find projects that you don't even know about. So this is not the right Volt. So let's try Volt Finance. Yeah, this is going to be impossible without that damn token address. Let me see. Do they have the token address on here? Fuse dollar. Oh, they do have a little phone app. Wind farm stake. There's their timeline. So Q1, the governance token launch. So that may be why we're not having any of this information yet. Yeah, they're just launching everything this quarter. The token launch, the Discord launch, the stable swap, and the snapshot governance. And then next quarter, they're going to do a launch pad, social recovery, Fuse Dollar version 2, new lending collateral types. And then Q3, they want to do the Fuse Euro. You can claim your tokens as they unlock. Let's see if this will put me to that ecosystem. Sure. You know, whatever. Maybe they'll give an airdrop. We'll see. Let's see. They've got a sweepstakes of $50,000 going on. You got to do all of these things. Okay, here's their partners, Bitrex, the Graph, so that's GRT, and Beefy Finance, of course. These other ones I'm not that familiar with. I've never heard of. Oh, they are partnered with the Israeli Blockchain Association. They're backed by Spark, a bunch of venture capitals. See if there's any names that stand out to me. Angel DAO, I think, is one that stands out, but a lot of these I've never seen. So the ecosystem, the Fuse ecosystem round is the public sale for Fuse ecosystem users. In comparison with other public sales, this one have better. Okay, I don't like that, and they're frequently asked questions. Their English is wrong. That should be, this one has better unvesting period for our loyal. This one have better investing. In comparison with other public sales, this one have better. Yeah, no, that doesn't make sense. The sale will be 24 hours until all tokens are sold off. Do I need Fuse after I acquire Volt? Fuse is the native. You will need Fuse in order to pay for gas on your transactions. Yeah. Well, it's a small fee, 0.3%. Stake your Volt in a single stake pool. There's the Voltage docs. Fuse staking, Fuse Studio, Fuse Cash. So there's a lot going on with this. So maybe I can find the... Oh, here we go. Contracts. There we go. So there's the contract address. So let's copy the contract address and go back to MetaMask. Invalid hex number. Oh. What did I copy there? That wasn't what I copied. Where did you go? There we go. Yeah, this is Explorer Fuse. So Fuse actually has its own chain. There we go. So this is Fuse Voltage. Let's just call it that. It doesn't. I don't think it matters about the network name. The only thing that matters, I think, is the chain ID on this side. Yeah. Oh, they just created this coin 20 days ago. This Fuse coin was created on Ethereum 20 days ago, or at least on this Fuse blockchain. Okay. Anyway, let's go back to this process. Fuse Voltage is what I'm just going to call it for the network name, and then currency symbol we will call or what, that's not the currency, what is it? Volt. And let's see, a malicious network. Okay, so I need that RPC URL. Let's see if that's on there. Okay, I don't know what let's see, what is an RPC URL? This part I actually don't know what that URL is. Let's just see if it's voltage finance. Why not? Could not fetch chain ID. Oh, that's the token address. I need the chain ID, not the token address. I thought that was going to work. So what is the chain ID? See, I was trying to use a Etherscan, but this has its own blockchain, so I got to figure out how the hell to find everything in their blockchain and their Explorer. There's just not a lot of information on it yet either. Oh, wait a minute. Let's see these logs. See if we can find that U. Let me find out. Let me just Google what the hell this is, because I'm probably being stupid right now. RPC URL. MetaMask. RPC URL. The initialism RPC remote procedure call. Okay. So how do I get the RPC network? Go to your MetaMask, spend list of networks on the top, custom RPC options. I thought that's what I did. Let's see. See, most chains will automatically connect to with MetaMask where you don't got to do all this. But when it's a newer thing like this, you do have to add it. Top of the application, in the list, select custom RPC, go to settings, yeah, add network. So that's what I did. Okay. I just need to know where do I find this URPC. Oh, okay. So that is just going to be, that's just the API. So that should be right there. Somewhere around here. APIs. RPC. Look at there. Look at there. We figured it out. That's the good thing about it. All right, let me see how they're saying to put this in there. Do I need those? No. I just need this right here. New UPRC. Use Volt. Volt, and then that chain ID. I think that chain, let's see. So what does the block say? Miner. blocked mine. So is this also, is this proof of work or proof of stake? It's saying miner. Huh. Let's see. So the other part, chain ID, that should be easy to find, you would think. Chain ID number 3. Let's see. Okay, we did that. Chain ID 3. What does that mean? You put a 3 in there? It's not what I thought chain ID was. That was the actual address. Let's see if I can just Google Volt Finance chain ID. Here we go. Here's a chain list. Put in fuse. Oh, well, let me make sure this is the right one. Explorer.fuse.ai. Where'd it go? Oh, hold on a second. I gotta sign this request. Prove Swish network. So this is a nice resource if that just worked. That takes all the work out of it. You just come here. Let's check and see. Let me go back to Fuse here. Open app. Yeah, look, that did work. My wallet is loading. So there you go, guys. In the middle of this research, chainlist.org, you can find any chain ID and just automatically get that on your MetaMask. Takes all the work out for you. Beautiful. So that just made it a lot faster. I just connected in 1 second instead of having to go through this process of adding it manually and finding all the information. So there we go. That's bookmarked. I'm definitely going to be using that now. So we learned something new. Chainlist.org. So like if you want to add Cosmos Atom to your MetaMask, it's actually not showing Cosmos. Well, that's weird. We know Ether's in there, so what all's in here? Well, there's a bunch of. Oh well, maybe this is just on Ethereum. Yeah, because EVM. So these are just for Ethereum chains, I think. Yeah, see it show. Yeah, it's got Ethereum on all of these. Right there's that symbol. But I'm willing to bet. Let's see what this is. I'm willing to bet. Oh, we got a little swap going on here. They have their own little multi-chain swap. God, there's so much information on cryptos out there. It never ends. Well, at least that works for the Ethereum network to be able to find and connect your MetaMask. So still pretty good. I'm sure there's more though. I guarantee there's more. Like I said, most other chains like Avalanche, all I did was just connect to the Avalanche chain from the site. Just connected to my MetaMask wallet. Same thing with Matic. Same thing with BNB. So most of these networks, they're going to automatically connect. But if they don't, you know where to find them now. Chainlist.org. Just like me. All right. So 160 million. Oh yeah, that pull is what I was wanting to look at. It's actually not going to show me. So lending. Let's check back into this thing in like a week or so and see how it's doing. Got 109% on Fuse. But this thing is so new. Yeah, let's just check on it later. So we can always come back. And then Dogecoin on Mars, like I said, I don't know. I don't know what to say about that one. Let's see. Oh, nice. Yeah, see, that's what you got to go see, Lauren. You got to drive up. You got to actually see. Oh, Elon Musk hashtag Dogecoin on Mars, so that's why. Well, here's the thing, Joshua. I don't listen to anybody. I do my own research. The problem is when you listen to people on social media and don't do your own research, then you don't know if what they're saying is accurate. Like, I do your own research on what I say. Like, fact check me anytime you want to. Fact check me. Fact check me. Research it yourself. I push for that. I want people to do that. I do not want people following me, buying shit that I say I think is going to go up or whatever. I do not want people to be followers. I want you guys to be leaders. Your own research. Do not take somebody's word just because they have a big following on Twitter or whatever. Just because those guys have a bunch of Dogecoin on Mars doesn't mean anything. I mean, I just looked at the project and there's nothing there. There's nothing to it. There's no value. There's got to be value behind it. Could it pump because it's a meme coin? Sure, it could get pumped up like Dogecoin and SHIB. But SHIB has became a real project. SHIB's not a meme coin anymore. SHIB has its own swap along with staking and farming and liquidity pools and tons of stuff. SHIB's actually turning into a solid project. Maybe that could happen with Dogecoin on Mars. I don't know. They had just no information about it. So I don't know what those two guys are saying or seeing with Dogecoin on Mars. Honestly, it's probably like Lauren's saying, it's probably a bunch of pump and dump nonsense. Yeah, but people say a lot of things, man. Oh, really? Meet Kevin's going to interview. I mean, I don't care. I don't care about Kathy Woods and Ark Invest. I don't care about them. You know, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't care. I'm not the biggest YouTuber or biggest social media person doing cryptos and stocks and futures and all of that. But I don't care what other people have to say and what their technical analysis is and all of that stuff. People can say whatever they want. I want to see the chart. And this is why I say all the time in the stock market in the morning, look at the fucking chart. That's my saying. Like, people get these pie in the sky dreams. Let's see, is there even a Doge long chart? Let me see if I can find a Doge long chart on TradingView. There's a baby Doge long too. Doge long Mars. Is that what it was? Doge long Mars. Now I watch stuff, like I just watched. There was a debate between Peter Schiff and Richard Heck, whatever his name is, the guy with the Hex token and his smart contracts. He actually destroyed Peter Schiff in that debate, but I have a lot of problems with that Richard Hex guy or whatever. I would have ate him alive in that debate. Peter Schiff can't beat anybody talking about cryptos because Peter Schiff doesn't understand cryptos that well. That guy understands cryptos. I forget what is Richard Hex some or whatever. I don't know. But he understands cryptos, but he's got way too big of an ego. He's too smart for his own good. And a lot of that showed in that debate. So I watch debates and stuff, and I'll watch what people have to say, but I just don't care what they have to say until I do the research myself. I don't know anything. If you're just going off of what people say, people said that AMC was going to go to, hundreds of dollars. Last year, everybody was saying Bitcoin was going to go to 400,000 or 100,000. And I sat here on my little channel. I said, there's no way that Bitcoin is going to 400,000 in 2021. No possible way. My prediction was 75K, and we got to 70K. Like, I'm not out here, selling anything. Like, I do all this stuff. The website's free. Frameworkfortune.com is free. The Discord's free. We are coming out with our own Framework Fortune blockchain project, which the page on the website will be live tonight, and the white papers. But I'm not trying to sell anybody on those tokens because it's not a meme project like Dogelon Mars. If you go and read the white papers tonight after they're posted, or if you're in the Discord group, I did pre-post the white papers in the blockchain project channel of the Discord group early. You'll see, like, the Framework Fortune white papers has more information in it than Dogelon Mars' entire website had on it. And I'm not trying to sell anybody those coins. The whole point of this project is to build a economy, our own digital economy, just like Gods Unchained, but for trading, for investing, for learning how to become an entrepreneur and trader. And instead of having to pay for courses, because that's what every asshole on YouTube does, go buy my courses, Framework Fortune Blockchain will actually reward you for taking the courses and passing the tests, and then reward you as you progress. You'll be able to go to the trading league, which was gamifying trading. Anyway, I'm spooling too much. I know I've been hinting about this project for a while, but the project is here. The tokens are minted, wallet's ready. Just go check out frameworkfortune.com tomorrow, and it will be up, because it's going to be up tonight, but I just don't know what time tonight, because I got a lot of stuff going on today. It's in the works. The page is in the works. The white paper version 1 is finished. But like most people on social media, they're going to try to sell you coins. They're going to try to sell you, and not even their own coins, like these guys talking about Dogelon Mars and stuff. They're going to try to sell you this BS. We see this in the stock market. But we see this type of stuff in the stock market all the time. Just look at Jim Cramer. He's one of the guys on NBC or whatever. He literally has the worst record of any analyst alive. His calls are so god awful, but yet he is on MSNBC. So you can't trust anybody. You can't trust somebody on a YouTube channel. Just take their word that Doge on Mars is going to go up because they're holding a bunch of it or any of that stuff. You got to do your own research. Do not buy into the snake oil salesman pitch. This is the same thing that has gone on for thousands of years, where there are people who are snake oil salesmen. That is what a lot of YouTube and Facebook, a lot of these traders and stuff are. They're fucking snake oil salesmen. So yeah, it might be. I've been keeping an eye on Titano too with that crazy APY. The pre-sales tomorrow. I might pick up a little bit. Oh, the troll comments, Lauren. Yeah, that makes sense. What's up, Ruben? Talented goat. Wins the squeeze? What squeeze are you talking about? Yeah, exactly. It's hard. I mean, it sucks. It is what it is. You can't hardly trust anybody these days. And that's why I say don't trust me. Just because I'm a person on a damn screen in front of you who talks about these damn candles and all these lines and charts and all this stuff, don't trust me. Research what I say. Don't take my word. If anybody takes my word, then I would like to smack you in the head with a stick, because that's not how we evolve as traders and investors, by taking people's words for it. Let me put it this way. This is the best way to think about it, and then I'm going to call it a day. When you go to buy a house, do you go on Twitter and see what, Kathy Woods is buying a house, where she's buying her house, or what house she's, do you, or let me rephrase it. Do you go on Twitter and ask Kathy Woods about the house you're buying? No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't go on a random YouTube channel and ask somebody about the house you're buying. For one, they're not going to know anything about the house you're buying, because that's your own personal house, right? They ain't going to know every single property in the entire world. That's why the MLS exists in the first place, because there's millions of properties for selling, for ownership and all of that. All the time, coming in and off of the market. So you wouldn't go to Twitter to buy a house. So why would you go to Twitter or social media, anything like that, to make your decision to buy another asset? Right? You're not going to ask Kathy Woods. You're not going to ask whoever else you were talking about, Joshua. Those people you follow. Which I don't know nothing about those people you follow. They could be good dudes. I don't know. I'm just saying, this is just how I look at it. But you wouldn't buy a house off of the word of somebody on Twitter. You wouldn't buy a house off of the word of somebody on YouTube. Unless you're just absolutely out of your mind, right? What do? You go to that house, you look at it. That's the first thing you do when you're going to buy a house. You go look at it, right? You go with your own eyeballs. You put your own eyeballs in that house and you look for all the problems that could be in there, right? So if you do that with a house as an asset, why would you not do that with every other asset? That is your research. That is your due diligence. You get a home inspection on a house. You get, you got to do your title research, make sure the title's clear. All this stuff that you have to personally do to buy an asset. But people completely throw that out the window when it comes to to cryptos or stocks or any of that. Like, it's such a strange thing to me. I just don't understand it, Like, it's one thing if you're following people on social media who are helping you learn how to research, how to trade. They're helping you learn technical analysis. Like me, who, I just do this to show you guys my what I know. I'm just sharing what I know. That's why I never say to buy or sell anything. I always say keep it on your watch list, because I'm not here to, give you signals or any of that stuff. I'm here because I want people to go out into the world, be able to make their own educated decisions when it comes to trading. Not make decisions based off of what people say on social media. That is the total opposite of what you should be doing as a trader and investor. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me today, guys. We'll be back Wednesday for another live crypto update. Of course, tomorrow morning, I will be on Framework Fortune home channel for live stock trading, and then we'll be back here on Framework Fortune Crypto for the live Gods Unchained gameplay, about 1:30 p.m. for that. So come join us, and if you haven't yet, go check out frameworkfortune.com. Come join the Discord group. It is free. You can access the Discord group through frameworkfortune.com. Appreciate everybody joining me as always. Stay safe out there, and if you haven't yet, enjoy the new outro. Until next time.
This is war with the enemy. Think that it was meant to be. Living in a time where disease is on every screen. I won't let them fester me. I know most are festering. Negativity is a plague for the mentally weak. Built to last when the webs I'm weaving.